Hey Nova, what's up?
Max, we finally made it on. We made it through the storm, through the wire, through the floods. We made it.
It is so crazy how I literally was on here early because I was trying to test the live settings. So I was on here early, and I don't know. What's the
It's all right.
damnedest thing?
We're not gonna let nothing hold us back. Let me turn this down so that I can
Uh,
the screen.
yeah, we gonna, you know. Good evening, Kevin. Nice to see you here. What's up, CJ?
Hello, hello.
I'm gonna figure this out.
Oh, okay. There they are. There they are. It's finally loading on my. Hi, Leah, CJ, Kevin. Oh, it's a party already. Look, it's a party already. We're gonna have an amazing time tonight, guys. I think something bit me on my hand.
Hmm.
So, Max, you want me to start by telling how my weekend was?
Yes.
Okay. This time you gotta listen well too, because last week you didn't hear me, and I talked about a whole bunch of fun things. I didn't really talk about a lot of fun things. So this past weekend it was Father's Day. What else happened this weekend? Saturday. I want to say I was home most of Saturday, which makes me really happy. Um, but yeah, Father's Day was this past weekend, and I love Father's Day. It was so exciting. I got a chance to do. I'm the best gift giver anyway. So I got my dad a really cool gift, and I reorganized his entire living room and photo collage, and he was so happy. He was just beaming. He sat at the dining room table in his robe, and he just was smiling. And I knew that it was mission accomplished. So that was my main weekend. Aside from that, I think I was home, chilling, resting. I watched Harry Potter the week before last, so this week I think I was watching Black Panther. This week I was watching Black Panther, chillaxing at home.
Uh-huh.
So it was great.
You
It
can
was
hear
great.
me, right?
Yep.
Okay, good.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Shout out to him and happy Father's Day, Leah. But you are
Yeah.
frozen on my end.
Oh yeah, I'm frozen because I'm changing the settings.
Okay.
But I mean, my Father's Day, it was alright. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was alright. I can't even bitch. I mean, I ain't really do nothing that day. You know, I know I was asked like, "Oh, you want to see your son?" Whatever the case may be. Excuse me, sorry. I was like, "Not really, cause this is my day."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm like, this is my day um to do exactly what I want to do. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and what I
Mm-hmm.
want to do is I don't want to deal with no traffic. I don't want to deal with no bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to deal with nothing.
Yeah.
So okay, good. That should do it. Refresh. Think I figured this thing out.
I
Sorry,
don't.
y'all. Doing the work on the fly, so apologies. There we
There
go.
you
Here
go.
I am. What's up, y'all? All right, so let me tell you something.
Yes.
Let me tell you. So rest in peace to your daddy, Leah, because Pop Duke's he made him an interesting baby here with you. Even though you do need a couple of kicks up your ass, but that ain't nothing that any good old who's calling me during my stream. No,
Nobody who should be calling during the stream.
basically motherfuckers that don't pay attention.
Hi, Keisha.
You know, it's really like a, like Father's Day for me was one of them things where it was kind of whack,
Whack.
but it was only whack because I ended up having to work and I didn't want to.
Yeah, you shouldn't
You
have
know
to
what I'm
work.
saying? So that was pretty much the situation. Hey, Keisha Harris, what's up? All right, so we're multitasking. Most people are probably going to be on YouTube, but you could be on Facebook. We'll see your comments either way, and
Mm-hmm.
we will respond to them in kind. We thank y'all for tuning in and being here with us today, as we are all gathered here today to talk about mental health. And my mental health was tested today.
Yeah.
Hold on, because why did my sound? This is the shit that I'm. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but your sound did change. So, thanks, Keisha. Do you guys see my face? I'm trying to wear makeup. I feel
I
extra
am
shiny
so
though, so I don't
tired
know.
of this
I don't know about
technology
this.
failing. Anyway, so watch on Facebook, watch on whatever you watch on. I'm gonna restart these piece of shit headphones. I know y'all can hear me, but I can't hear anything that's being said.
Oh, okay.
I can hear you barely, Nova, but it's
Oh.
because it switched the sound back.
Mm-mm.
And I'm just saying there's a lot of why the fuck am I hearing myself?
Thanks,
What are you
Keisha.
connected to? Hold on. I think I know what happened here. Ah, that's why. This is one of those days that I really just wanted to not come outside or be bothered whatsoever. Okay, can you hear me now? Nova, say something.
Yes, I can hear you.
Of course, I can't.
Hi, Priscilla. It's okay you're not late because we're running a little late tonight, but that's okay.
This
That's
shit is.
okay. We're about to get into it.
Hello?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Now I can actually hear the people, at least for now until it does something else. This phone, you see how you cutting up phone? Because I'm using the phone to record the show. Phone is going to find the trash compactor since it wants to cut up. I teach your ass to cut the fuck up during our show. Anyway, so Priscilla, you ain't even late because we ain't even really get jumping yet. We just now getting going. Like I said, feel free to show up on Facebook. Feel free to show up on YouTube. YouTube is preferable. You know what I'm saying? Keisha, I see you over on the Facebook side. You know, hell, matter of fact, watch from both places and just mute it
That's right.
and be on your preferred side, whichever side turns you on. That's
Yeah.
what you could do. And that's how we gonna do this. All right. So um my Father's Day, to be honest, was kind of shitty.
Hmm.
But it's only because I had to work, and I had to work because of shit that happened on another day, which I ended up having to not work. So I had to make up the time on
Hmm.
Sunday, even though I planned on being off on Sunday. So
Hmm.
basically, my mental health is a challenge right now because I've been going over a month without a day off.
Mm.
Not one. When you say Mr. No Days Off, you looking at him right here. So that's where we at right now.
Grabs no off.
Um, but yeah, we here. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you know, I probably, I was thinking to myself, maybe I should put up like a thing. Like, I don't know, because I wanted to put up something so people could like send something, not necessarily money, but like they could send something if they wanted, like, wish me happy Father's Day or something. Because I like to collect little things and stuff like that. So I probably would have did well for having that, but I didn't really bother to do that. So you know that's fall, like I said, this Father's Day was a little and then you know had some interesting adventures today, which kind of turned me off a little bit. But we'll talk about that because that's a part of the mental health aspect. Because
Yeah.
apparently Nova wants me to share a little bit. So
Yes. Before we joined publicly, I asked Max how vulnerable he was willing to be because today's topic is men's mental health because it is men's mental health month. It's men's health and mental health awareness month. June is. And we don't talk about that enough. Like I didn't even know that was a thing. I've been a therapist for a little long time and I have been in the human services field for a long, long time. And I didn't even know June was Men's Health Month, right? We know when like Women's Heart Month is, we know when Breast Cancer Month is, we know when, all the months are, but I didn't know when Men's Health and Men's Mental Health Awareness Month was. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I could talk about mental health and healing and wellness all day, every day. It's who I am. My business
mhm.
slogan is healing is our lifestyle because that's just what we need to have, what we need to do. So today we want to talk about what men's mental health is. What does it mean to be a healthy man? Some of the things that get in the way and how we can support them. Because most of the time it's a lot of us women on the show. And that's okay. We love the ladies. But we all know
Easy.
men.
This ain't
We all
y'all time. This ain't y'all time.
This is not our time. The men deserve the floor. They deserve to be seen and heard and listened to without interruption, without judgment, and without criticism. So, when you think about your mental health, Max, how do you feel? Like, do people check in on you and your mental health, or
Oh yeah, I have tons of people checking. I mean, I will say that the girls will hit me up. They see how I'm doing. And I definitely have friends. I mean, outside of them, I won't even count them because they automatically do that stuff. But outside of them, I have people that definitely hit me up and they'll say, "Hey, you good, Max? Like, what's going on?" Da 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 da. My friends will check on me. Some don't check on me necessarily every day, but I'm just as guilty of it because that's not our friendship, and it doesn't mean I don't have love for them. It's just we don't hit each other every day. That's just how it is. So it's nothing crazy like that. You understand what I'm saying? It's not
yeah,
like, oh, you're not talking to me every day. So, it's not
right?
that kind of, everybody's connection is different. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much how, um, that goes.
What was mental health like for you growing up? Like, was it something that you spoke about in your like growing up in your household?
I used to be dangerously angry. It's one of the reasons why these days I do counseling to this day, and
Like,
it's
you're
one of the
in
reasons,
counseling.
huh?
You're in counseling.
Yes,
Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Okay, I'm
I
listening.
have I have my person I call, and I can talk to them. They're professional, not just some random whatever. But and I will say that the number one thing. Oh, and don't make sure y'all like this damn video, please. I want to
Like,
see some likes on the YouTube. Y'all be acting like y'all afraid of the YouTube like button. That button ain't gonna bite you. But I'm putting my foot in somebody's ass. I don't see them liking my damn show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I take this very personally. Nova's not as sensitive maybe as I am because she's super chill. But to me, this is like my little baby, and I
yeah.
need y'all to show love to the baby. The baby needs coos and likes and appreciation. So hit the fucking button.
So it can grow.
Anyway, and share too.
Yes.
Like, share, and subscribe. Oh, There's actually two things I want to touch, Nova. Hold on for one second before we go all the way in. We have 857 members on YouTube. There's a little questionnaire that about 85 to 90% of you filled out before y'all joined the Facebook group that said you would subscribe to the podcast. But yet I only see 159 subs as of today. So does that mean that I have a bunch of liars for friends? Or is it, oh my God, I forgot because, pressing that button is just such a heavy lift. But either way, I'm going to need y'all to go handle that because I can see every single name of every single subscriber in the YouTube studio. So if you tell me you subbed and you didn't, I'm coming for you. And what we're going to do eventually is just, we're busy, but what's going to happen eventually is we're going to look at the subs versus who's actually in the YouTube group. And people that are not following the agreement they made to subscribe to the podcast, but they're in the YouTube group, the Facebook group, they're going to get booted.
Yep, that's fair.
Now, that being said, there is a Facebook group specific offer that I made personally, where I offered to give a couple of consultation sessions out to those. So I said, two people, I think, to the two people that are the most engaged in the group. This does not count the girlfriends because obviously they have access to me because Lord knows that they would win this by a mile. Right. But aside from them, I'm going to say that y'all need to, if you want to get the free sessions, you engage. And that's how it's going to be determined. At the end of the week, I'm going to look at the metrics on next week, Monday, and I'm going to see, and those are going to be people that's chosen. I need people to be interactive in these groups. The only way these messages get out, we talk about important stuff here, not just fucking sucking and licking. We talk about that too, but we talk about a lot of real shit here. Now, all of that being said, I think we're good to go now. I think that, and about my Father's Day post, because motherfuckers, since we talking about Father's Day, when I put up the post showing the difference between Mother's Day, you see surrounded by gifts and a nice banner. You might have seen it on my page and whatever. And then with the Father's Day, it's just a little phone call. Hey, happy Father's Day or whatever. Barely any pageantry, barely anything. Why is it that the women's first reaction is to go negative? Because their first reaction was, oh, well, it's like that because it must be something about what you're doing as a dad that would make you not get the gift. If that ain't the most dumb motherfuck response I ever hear in my life, that ain't necessarily true. We know, and I'm gonna give it to you in a minute, Nova, because I'm about to shut the fuck up. They know that when it comes to Father's Day, it's not regaled as highly as Mother's Day. It's barely a footnote in most things. And that's why I put that joke up. Because it's true. Mother's Day, she'll get a nice little gift, whatever. I'm looking around. I don't see no gifts over here. And I bust my ass. The reason why I have no days off is because I'm making sure my son got shit and everything's handled and taken care of. And there's many fathers like me, fathers that go above and beyond their station, do all types of stuff. Just because I made the nut don't mean that I got to take care of it. All I got to do is walk. I could have walked away and said, fuck you. But I ain't do that because that's not my thing. I love my child. It's just some people naturally, it's just Father's Day society-wise. Fathers are not given the same recognition that mothers are given, even though we equally have part in creating that life. It takes both of us. It takes both of us to adequately raise that child. Can one do it? Yes. Yeah, you can hop on one leg and get around too, but it's a lot easier with two.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it takes two, but fathers often are the underappreciated heroes. We take all the accountability whenever something goes wrong. Oh, the dad's not around. Oh, the dad must have did something wrong. Oh, blah 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 blah. But the moment that everything's going right, oh, mom is so great. Oh, she did the this and yeah, mama this, mama that. That lopsided accountability falls in a lot of different places when it comes to men and women. We ain't gonna go into all that today. Anyway, Nova, please.
It definitely does. And I think that that's true. And I think that what happens is when people express that, it's just like, oh, man up, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. What's wrong with you kind of thing. And I think the fact that you're saying it means that you feel some kind of way about it. And, you deserve to be heard and listened to. I know, I think the healthy response, because, we also know that we're dealing with healthy and unhealthy people, is like, dang, like, I'm sorry that that's been your experience. I hope that you have a better Father's Day, or something like that. But, people speak out of their unhealed places.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really ultimately it. And
Facts.
I think that's it is true. There's an organization locally where I live. I live in the Albany area, and it's called Community Fathers.
Mm-hmm.
And this organization has been in existence for 20 plus years. I remember in my first semester of college, the founder of this group came to my class and talked about what he was doing. He was an amazing Black man, very community focused and oriented. And he started Community Fathers because he said, we don't get represented enough. We don't get the representation that we need. When we go to court, we don't get the stuff that we need to get when we're not heard the way that we should be heard. We don't have the same rights. You have WIC, but you don't have like FIC, right? You have women and children, but what about men and children and fathers and children, right? And so it's true. The system definitely doesn't support men the way that they should. Our society doesn't support men the way that we should. And I think that that should just be spoken consistently so that we change the narrative and we change the norms. I know that I've said everywhere that all men are safe with me, but Black men especially are safe with me, and held by me and supported by me. I've even like had negative experiences with Black men and said, you know what, I'm not going to meet you here because I don't want to disrespect you, and that, I think that's just your character. Your character shows you how you're going to interact with people. And so, I think that fits into our topic today with Men's Mental Health Month, because I know my mom got all these gifts and things like that on Mother's Day and from all my siblings, but my dad got like a few phone calls and, that was actually accurate. But because I call myself a daddy's girl, that was not my portion. I show up for my dad every single time. Because you guys' actions are seen different. Men typically are background supporters. They're the financial providers. They're the people who make sure that the house is running the way that it needs to run. But the mothers are usually the caregivers and the nurturers. So men show love and care differently, in my experience, than mothers do and women do. And I think that's why it's like one is more public than the other.
Mm-hmm. Respectively. And see, this is my thing, right? I see this a lot with the father. Like, when I talk about accountability in relationships, we about to lose all the followers now. I just said the accountability word with a bunch of women watching. Anyway, here's the thing, is that so often you have like a collection of men expected to do this. Like when we do a thing, it's not done as in, oh, thank you for doing that, blah, blah, blah. You looked at it like, you're supposed to do that, such and such and such, blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you something. If I was selfish, I'd probably already be in my second or third million right now. keep it 100. The opportunities that I've had that I've turned down because it would have took me away from my son would have put me in a millionaire position by
Mm-hmm.
now, just by the trajectory of what those positions were and knowing what I do with X amount of dollars in my hand. So I averted those things, but instead I'm giving grief. Like, I'll tell you something. We're gonna talk about it live on the air because we talk about it here. Because I'm gonna
Yeah.
expose her black ass today. I don't give a shit. So with my son's mother, now everybody's seen my son. I never talk about her on here, but I'm gonna talk about it today because it's Men's Health Day and this is the kind of shit that makes life harder for us.
Mm-hmm.
And with my son, I see him as much as I can, but I'm also in school trying to triple my income, which won't be a try, it'll be a do once I finish. And also I also work at least 60 to 65 hours a week. So with all of that being said, I still make time to work out with him, spend time with him, have those man-to-man conversations, whatever it is that needs to be done. And if I need to show up even unscheduled, then I show up. That's why I never moved away.
Right.
But in this situation, I told her, now me, where I live very close to almost every transportation. The air trains over here, for fuck's sake. I got the Long Island Railroad right there. I got the E&F train right here. I told her, hey, he's out of school now because he finished school on Monday. He just has his Regents test left to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I told her very specifically, I said, listen, he's going to sometimes to get more time in because I'm working on the computer during the day a lot of times. Before I go and I do my Uber, I'm on the computer. I'm either working or I'm studying. It just depends on the day. But my whole thing is either way I'm on the computer, let him come. When I stop to go work out, he can roll with me. We'll bang out the waves, blah, 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 blah. And then he could jump on the train, go back home, or he could stay for the day, leave tomorrow, whatever he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
And what ends up happening is she gives me a hard time saying she don't want him riding the train from Manhattan to Queens. Keep in mind, he goes to school damn near Midtown, so he's already taking the train from Uptown to Midtown. Anyway, I even came up with an easier option. I said, if you're worried about him taking the regular train out like that, even though he's 15 going on 16, keep this in mind. And he's 2 inches shorter than me. Not to mention he's very smart. So he's not one of those dumb kids. He's not special needs or something where, whatever. And I don't say special needs kids are dumb. I'm just saying he's way above average in his faculties. He's above average. So my whole thing is that he already takes the train outside of Manhattan. Her dumb ass just don't know. I know. But because he's already been over here. Dumb. But, she instead chose to fight me on the subject and argue and say, no, if you want him to come, you got to pick him up. And at the end of the day, really what it was about is it would have made things easier for me. But what I do is I document all of this stuff. And as a father and as a man, for my own mental health, I tell him, because he's old enough to know now. I say, those extra days where you could have saw me and we could have did a little something extra together, that didn't happen because she wanted to be difficult about it.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She wanted to make it so the only way you could see me is when I come pick you up. Keep in mind, most parents, you have to split the duties of the traveling, where one person picks up, one person drops off. Mm-hmm. She's almost never had to drop him anywhere. I've always picked him up and dropped him off. And she's spoiled by that. But the thing is, her selfishness is going to affect his development as a man, which is his future mental health, because you can't coddle your children like that.
You
let them live in a bubble. No matter how much shit I'm telling him, certain things you only learn from firsthand experience.
You are right. Absolutely. And I think you're saying a lot of truth, Max. And I've heard that from a lot of dads. The things that you're saying, I've heard from a lot of fathers. Your experience is unfortunately not unique because I think sometimes moms moms are more nurturing, and their nurturing they can hinder the process and or the growth, especially of their sons, because
Hmm.
only a man can teach a young boy how to be a man. And I think that when I talk about or see parents, is usually moms are more nurturers and fathers are the pushers, and both
Right.
are necessary. You need the nurturer to know that you have a soft landing space, but you also need the pusher to take you out of your comfort zone and to help elevate you and educate you. So, I agree. I think that that is a disservice. And it's unfortunate because a lot of men deal with that. A lot of men don't have relationships with their children because moms are difficult. A lot of men have to, they have to take, go to the court system. We absolutely, Leah, need more men to raise boys, right? That's it. I've seen people that I know send their sons who are co-parenting in a healthy way, send their sons to live with their dad once they turned of a certain teenage age because they're like, he needs his dad. He needs to be more present. And there's nothing that can replace a father. And I think that's also a misconception is fathers are not as vital as mothers. And that is not true. That is not true at all. Fathers are equally as vital. You need both. So,
Yeah, and
so
that's
you're
one of
right.
the. But I mean, that's one of the things
Yeah.
that I really see happen the most. Um, you know why I'm stopping and tapping my fingers?
Why?
Because I see 6 likes. That math ain't mathing. I ain't
Well,
gonna
if
be
you don't
begging
like
y'all for
something, you
likes
ask
like a nigga with a goddamn tin cup. It ain't that hard. Like I said, I'm gonna know who the people is that's doing it and who ain't because my energy gonna match when you see me. But
for.
anyway, I'm not gonna even mention the like thing again. The shit. Matter of fact, let me put the banner at the bottom of the screen so that people can't say that they didn't know.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you see that at the bottom of the screen. Go do what that says down there. Like, share, and subscribe, and we gonna move on. So, what else you got to say, Nova?
So in your work, because I know that you also do consultations and counseling, what are some of the main mental health struggles from men?
This,
Parenting?
not just that, but women in general, but especially this. Women are the best thing about our lives and the worst thing about our lives at the same time.
Mm. So when
They can be the greatest asset to you, but they can also be the largest detriment. It's one of the things that we have to deal with constantly. We're constantly walking on this razor's edge. You can say this, but you can't say that. You can be manly, but if you're too manly, then they start trying to throw around certain words, like the word that everybody learned last year and wanted to start using. I'm not going to use. You can say it, Nova, but I'm not going to fucking say it because I hate that fucking word.
narcissist or gaslight?
Yes, narcissist. Yeah, you made me say it. I hate that word. I don't even want nobody to come to me with that word because every human has a little bit of that nard, whatever, in them. Every
Yeah.
human does. It's a part of the human experience. We all favor ourselves to a certain degree.
Yeah.
So we're going to have certain things that we're going to say or think that's going to be in our favor of, you know, in favor of ourselves before anybody else. Because honestly, selflessness is the path to misery in many cases.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? Are you seeing the comments coming down on here or is there a delay?
I see the comments.
No, because I'm looking at the YouTube versus looking at our studio.
Yep, they're all
And,
going up on my end.
you know, yeah, okay, now I see the new comments popping up. All right.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so don't be afraid to comment, y'all, because we gonna definitely read these comments. Hey, Topanga, what's up, Jonathan? I see y'all on Facebook. I'm working both sides of the thing here. So you pull up where you can. If you're on Facebook, that's cool. It's also on YouTube. That's where a lot of people are at now because Facebook wants to act stupid. And thank you for everybody for crossing over. And this also helps our viewership and our algorithm because me and Nova one day want to see at least 25 cents from this show. You know what I'm saying? That would be nice. Considering what we make an hour to counsel people, you would think, you at least want to get a little something for giving it away for free on the show. You know what I mean? But anyway, listen, life is good because we're still alive to live it. Don't ever get it twisted. I don't hate life. I don't even hate people. And I've literally gotten rid of all my fucks. I have no fucks left. So if you're
Is that
worried that I'm
true?
carrying, no, it's true. If anybody's worried that I'm carrying any grudges or feeling any way about anything, I'm not because I've expelled all of that from myself. I function better without carrying that. Carrying that stuff gives you a lot of bad shit to walk around with. You don't want to walk around. So that's this is my vulnerability. This is my mental health. Because honestly, we can talk about men's physical health. You
Mental.
should know. No, remember we said physical health too, because like men's
Oh
health
yeah,
slash
mental.
mental
Yeah,
health.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, but the thing is that if your mind is not on point, it don't matter how healthy you are physically, you will break down. So I know physically my dick is bigger and harder when I'm in a good mood than it is when I'm not in a good mood. And I gauge a lot of my health by my dick because typically I'm pretty healthy. That's why I can get up in the morning and he's already looking at me like it's about time you woke up, nigga.
It's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? He's looking at me like, well, welcome to the waking world. Where's the pussy? I'd be like, it's not here right now. Later on, maybe.
Well, as you know, in the science world, right, there's a direct relationship between physical health and mental health, right? So as
Hmm.
one goes up, the other one increases too. And
Hmm.
so I think that's important when people are sick all the time, when they're in pain all the time. What we know for sure, for fact, for science, is that if you are struggling in one area, it's going to affect your other area. You won't get healthy as quickly if you struggle with depression. You know what I mean? And I think that we need to name what it is, right? Not just frustration and not just being annoyed. One of the things that I work with a lot of people on is naming the feeling. Like, oh, I'm feeling some kind of way. Okay, well, tell me what that feeling is. Are you sad? Are
Hmm.
you anxious? Are you depressed? Are you worried? Are you, like, what are you actually feeling? And I think that when men start saying, like, oh, I feel, it's like, oh, you feel, and I think that's where it shuts them down and men don't want to express their feelings anymore. And that's not okay. We got to create safe spaces for them.
See, and this is something. Look what CJ said here. This is the
Yeah.
example. This is an example. Let's put that up there because I want y'all to see that because that's important. This is why we say you can't play with your mental health. I don't care what your family said. This one time when I'm gonna say fuck your parents if they telling you not to get, and this is respectfully. If your parents is telling you not to get your mental health helped out by a specialist of some kind, you could either go to somebody on a lower level like me or somebody on a higher level like my lovely, beautiful friend
I'm booked.
Nova.
I'm booked, Max.
Listen, understand my point. I'm just using us as an example. They don't have to go to us per se. But my point is, you go to one of us and you say, I need to talk to someone. Because you
Yes.
see, mentally, like there are literally people that have died from things like a broken heart. That's a real thing. Because like some people live through things they're not supposed to because their will to live is super strong. Because they have that fight and whatever in them. While somebody else, something that they probably could have fought. Inside, they didn't have the will to live. So when it was time to actually fight, they ended up dying. That's just the way that goes.
And I like what you said, CJ, about the childhood trauma, because men have childhood trauma too. And it shows up when they're working out, when their muscles are getting strained. It shows out in the inability to hold an erection. It
Oh,
shows out in sex addiction. It shows up in back pain. It shows up in appetite problems, right? So men have childhood trauma too. What are some examples of childhood trauma that men have?
abuse, being molested as a child. It happens to men too. And where women are always encouraged to come forward, as a man, it's already a stigma where we're always like, hey, yo, pause. I mean, even I do it. But, it's always a thing where you don't want to be looked at as gay, even though there's nothing wrong with it if that's your life choice. A straight man doesn't want to be looked at as gay, or something gay might have happened to them. Like they might have had that uncle that was just a weirdo creepazoid and fondled them. Or it might have even been a situation where an older woman might have violated them. I told you what happened to me when I was 15. I've talked about it. And
Right?
I fucked that 27-year-old.
You were you were assaulted by a 27
And
year
I
old.
was technically, she kind of trafficked me if you think about it, because she also passed me to her niece. I fucked both of them.
You were
I used to
assaulted by
come to that house and I fucked both of them. So, and the thing is, like I said, I'm already fucked up. When you was talking about the back pain and this pain, I'm sitting here like, damn, my back is hurting me. And this other thing, but that has nothing to do with this. That's something else. But you know, but the thing is, this shit happens to us too. And we need to come forward with this. See, this is why I need y'all to share this
Yeah.
and get this out there, because we need to let them know. Now, I am about as manly as a man can get. And I could sit up here and talk about all of these things with y'all, but we need to let the other men see that it is okay to let it out. I wish I knew what it was like. Well, actually, I don't wish I knew what it was like, because I don't want a reason to have a cry session, but I've literally forgotten what it feels like to actually have one of those crying sessions. You
Mm.
know, the one thing that actually touched me that made me feel like, damn, I saw this man was breaking down how he was just not okay. It was online, just a random dude. I ain't know him from a can of paint, but I empathized with the pain that he carries. Like I myself, I carry a lot of pain inside of myself, which is why I do counseling and stuff like that. It's connected to my rage issues and stuff, which I don't have rage issues because nobody knows I do, because I never take it out on anybody. It's stuff that I deal with internally. I used to take it out on people, but when I took martial arts, I learned how to redirect my energy. But the problem with energy is that energy can't be created nor destroyed, it can only be transferred. Those
Mm-hmm.
are part of the laws of physics. So what ends up happening is I have to redirect that energy, and there's not three women on call constantly to keep me physically drained enough to to wear myself down that way. So I get to build up a lot, and then because I'm working out, my T levels are going up and up, and I'm feeling my rage boiling over. That's why when y'all hear me say I dropped all my fucks off in the toilet, I was being serious, because if I give a fuck about something, it's gonna start to activate the other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and I think that's where the therapy works, and like the healing works. And therapy doesn't have to just be like talking to a mental health person. It can be hiking in nature, it can be mindfulness, it can be breathing, meditating, journaling, whatever. That's where that
Mhm.
comes in, because I think men aren't taught how to deal with their feelings. Women are taught to talk about it. We're taught to, talk to friends, get together with people. I remember dating this man, and we were going through a breakup, and he was just like, if I talk to my boys about this, they're gonna tell me to go fuck somebody else, right? He was like, but that's not what I like. My heart hurts right now. You know what I mean? And I had created such a safe space for him, even in our breakup, that he was able to say that. And I held that space for him. Like, I'm sorry, you don't deserve that. You do deserve a space to talk about what's going on with you, and things like that. And that
Mm-hmm.
needs to be more normalized. Men should
Yes.
be able to say, this is what I'm feeling, and not like, oh, like one of my brothers said, I was on the phone with my brothers, two of them, and one of them was like, I don't do that crying shit. He was like, a tear fell and I caught it with my hand. And I was like, what? Like, what does that mean?
Uh-oh, did
Therapy,
you
bro.
freeze?
Probably.
Oh, you
Can I
froze
have my
for a
mic now?
second. There you go.
So after I'm like, what does that mean? And my youngest brother was like, this is what we need therapy for. Like, this is why you're not supposed to catch your tears. You're supposed to let them fall. You know what I mean? And so those things are important. When men are feeling things, we need to give them the space to feel, and we need to validate what is happening. That's not gangster, CJ.
Listen, let me tell you something. I hate to say this again, ladies. When I say how important y'all are, I hold y'all accountable to a lot of stuff. But I love women. I was born of a woman, a very strong and amazing black woman. Not that I have anything against any other races, just my mother's black. Okay? So don't nobody get in their feelings talking about I'm being racial. But I'm black. What do you want me to say? Anyway, so very strong, very intelligent black woman. You understand what I'm saying? This is a woman who, FYI, if you want to know where my counseling roots come from, my mother has like I don't know how many fucking degrees at this point because she's still taking classes now. And she's fucking crazy. She has an addiction to learning, so she doesn't stop. But she's still, busybody. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So I say all of that to say y'all have to understand how important y'all are and how much y'all set the tone. Nova, you too. When it is normalized that it is okay for a man to still be looked at as a real man, a man that's gangster or whatever else, even when they are vulnerable, you don't hold it against them or say, "Oh, you over here bitching because of such and such and such." Because let me tell you something, I've had girls say that. Like I wasn't even complaining, I wasn't even crying or nothing like that. I just was telling them how I felt about something and they saying bitch, and I'm like, you know what? You deserve to get cheated on 5 times over. Cause you know what? Instead of me talking to you, I'm gonna just go fuck the next chick, do her every way upside down, backwards and forwards, and not consider your feelings once.
Right.
Because when I express mine, and I'm just trying to have a dialogue with you deflected and then wanted to try to emasculate because a lot of women's defense mechanism when you are holding them accountable to something is to try to emasculate the man for expressing himself. Then you are the same ones who come out here and say, oh, the men don't communicate, they don't express themselves. They don't express themselves because you fucking ding dongs don't fucking listen when they do. And I know it's not all of you, but it's a lot of you.
It's true.
And it's enough of you that it makes a difference. Sorry, Nova, what was you gonna say?
No, it's true. It's true. Not ding dongs, unhealthy people.
Listen, I was gonna say something worse, so be not glad that I stopped at ding dong. Because you know my mouth is reckless and I don't give a shit.
Right. But I think
I'm
that's what
trying to do better.
right. We have to do better because, I shared a post weeks ago that said, like, we need each other. Men, we need, women, we need the men. Men need us women. And we need to
Mm-hmm.
be there for each other, vulnerable, kind, considerate, compassionate, and all that stuff. So if a man says, I'm feeling some kind of way, don't call him a bitch. Don't say he's bitching. Don't say that he's being a baby. Don't say those things. Allow yourself to be a safe space for him because that's what we need. We need to
Or
make sure that
please,
I feel good.
or please go do that so he could go make another bitch his safe space.
That's true. That's true.
Because that's how Demon Max wants to move. That's how he feels whenever a woman would dare to tell him something about bitching. Oh, I'm gonna show you bitching. Because getting females is a very easy thing for a Max to do.
Hmm.
So while you don't want to hear it, I'll go tell it to her. And when I'm not answering your phone calls because she busy sucking my dick.
But you know what it is too, though, Max.
That's how I would move, and that's how I advise the men to move. Sorry, Nova. Go ahead. I just
And
want to finish what I was saying.
that perpetuates the unhealthy cycle, right? So if somebody makes you feel some kind of way, it's only temporary relief to do something with somebody else or do something against them. It's temporary relief. It doesn't help. It doesn't help.
Hey, fuck that shit. Who cares? Life is temporary.
That's how we carry
So
that stuff to other relationships.
understand that us men are tired of being the bigger men by ourselves.
Sure.
We have to be the super gangster, super warrior when you want us to. We have to be manly men only when you want us to. We have to be fucking, communicate with you only to a certain degree, but not too much. Because if we say too much, then we being emotional. If we say too little, then we're not communicating enough. So while we dancing on all these strings like a fucking marionette, you wonder why most men is out here walking around some fuck shit? Look in the fucking mirror. It is you. It is your fault. Sorry, women. Y'all set the tone. You don't like having a job. Go pray to God and blame him for making you a woman. But that is your position. Just like if we're in a household and somebody breaks in the motherfucker, I might not like it, but I have to go jump into that danger first because I'm the bigger and stronger of the two of us, and it is my job to protect y'all. And it is y'all job to protect us and make us feel that we can be totally vulnerable and in our safe space with you and not be in a judgment-free safe space with you.
Yes.
And that is something that most of you fail to do. Even those of you that think you're doing it, no, you're probably failing at it. And he's probably told you about it, but you just didn't fucking listen because you thinking that you're beyond reproach. Ain't nobody beyond reproach here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the story.
Mm-hmm.
And don't look for Nova to debate me on it because Nova listens to these stories all the time. And what I'm saying is not wrong. Plus, I'm a man. I've been a man my whole life. Dick and balls between my legs since Dad was born. No artificial flavors or colors or nothing.
And I think that when men find themselves constantly connected to women like that, they also have to check to see what's going on inside of them that they're being attracted to that type of woman. Because even though a lot of women are, I'm going to say it's a 50-50 chance. You know what I mean? That you're going to
You're
get.
lying.
I'm going to say 50-50.
50 my ass.
50-50.
That's because you're being a girl. You're trying to defend your women.
That's because I'm a healed woman and I operate only around healed women.
What's the hold up? Now this is how I got you. You just got yourself. You got your women in trouble.
I'm ready.
What percentage of now? You know I know the statistic. What percentage of people? And we'll just use women. We'll just use the women. What percentage of women have taken the steps to actually heal? Out of 100%, what's the percentage that have actually done it? And you know it ain't no goddamn 50-50. Let's hear the number.
I'm going to say it's more than 50-50.
Bullshit. Go look it up.
I'm about to.
Go look it up. Out of women that suffer trauma, what percentage have actually done the healing work? You'll probably see about 35 or 40%. And see, it's not me. While she's looking, I'm going to keep talking. Nova, let me know when you're ready. Understand, we come with facts and figures here. Now, I know this because I think about this stuff all the time. I have to tell people by example. The percentage is not high because most people think that they're okay and that just talking to their girlfriends or talking to whatever friends is doing the work. That's not doing the work. Doing the work is actually getting the professional assistance. Most people have mental health resources allowed via their insurance plans. Thank you, Kevin. Most people, look at this. Boom. We put this up here. My nigga, it's nice to see a man up here too.
That's true. That is true.
Most people are unhealed and living with their trauma. I'm not healed yet. I'm working on it though. I may never get all the way there. But the reason why I can move from an evolved place, and that's why Nova's face is making what it is, because she's seeing that percentage and she don't want to say it. Now let me keep Kevin comment up there for a little. Let me keep Kevin comment up there. Let me keep Kevin comment up there for a minute. One of the brothers that actually pulls up and shows up on the show. And you know what I'm saying? Because the thing is that, ladies, I love you. I want the best version of you all. I kick your ass out of tough love because I want you to be the best versions of yourself. I am not here to tell you what you want to hear. You want to be told what you want to hear? Go listen to Derek Jackson's podcast. Let him go lie to you while he smacks his woman in the back of the head. If that's what y'all like. Obviously, they like that because 350,000 followers and a bunch of people buying a book that was all bullshit. And I told people from when he first came out, I said, that man is full of shit and he's a whole different nigga than what y'all think he is. And it wasn't no hater shit because I wasn't even podcasting that much back then. I was just talking in public forums and stuff like that. And I told people, he's full of shit. And when it got exposed, I was like, congratulations, you played yourself.
Okay. All right.
Come on. Right. Let's go.
I don't like this number, y'all.
I love this number. Go ahead.
But I'm going to give both numbers.
Oh, we got both of them. No. I want the number that we're supposed to be talking about. We ain't trying to balance this to make it feel better.
I need to feel better.
No. So you got to understand you're talking to a real life nerd. I might be a tough guy. I might have multiple skills when it comes to hand-to-hand combat, but and I know how to use weapons too. But the thing is, I really don't believe in wanting to be violent to anybody. In real life, I'd much rather just be a nerd. I only kick ass when I have to. But I kick ass when it comes to this nerd shit because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And I was waiting for Nova to get these numbers up. So go ahead, baby.
These numbers are horrible. Okay, guys? We got to do better. So on one hand...
now she's still doing the bullshit. Go ahead.
I got two phones here. I got two phones doing my work. So on this hand, it says 12%.
Ooh.
Hold on. Compared to 6% for men. Then on this hand, now this is people who experience trauma and are actively doing work in like therapy. That's that.
Mm-hmm.
This number is percentage of people in therapy. So 26% of people who experience mental health, women, sought therapy, 17% men.
And I believe those numbers. I know us guys need it even more. Us guys are slacking more than y'all. I never said that. But I said, ladies, we are leaders when it comes to making decisions, when it comes to seeing the whole playing, the whole board, seeing the whole room, reading certain things. But ladies, y'all are no lesser than us. There are times where you have to take the leadership role because we watch what you do and what you accept. And we emulate the things that we think y'all like because we love women. And one of the things, if you think about any of the fashion, any of the mannerisms, anything like y'all talk about, y'all love a dude with swag. Most dudes try to have a certain swag to them because they want to be appealing to y'all. It works the same when it comes to these trends. If you want the mental health trend to improve, if you want the men to do better by you, you have to prove by showing and leading by example, just like you always tell us to do. You can't give somebody advice that you don't follow yourself. 26%, I was giving y'all 35%. And that was because of something that I looked at. accounted for something that they didn't have there. So I rose it a few percentile to be nice. That's why I said 35. I knew it was lower than that. That's why when you saw the numbers, I was like, go ahead and tell what it really is.
It's so heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking. But that does still stick to my point of the people you surround yourself, because I surround myself with people who are intentional about healing their childhood wounds and trauma. And
But
so
you
I
know
think
what?
that's important.
That still leaves a screaming majority that are walking around out here broken. And I'm like, most of us men have no interest in dealing with broken things. And you got to remember, y'all might have a lot of dudes in y'all inbox, but most of them dudes in your inbox ain't really worth much. Only about 10% of what's in that inbox is actually worth something. A lot of you women are actually way more valuable partners than a lot of us men are. I'll say that. But the thing is, when it comes to supply and demand, we have the advantage. We are way lesser between the men and the women. There's not as many men to go around as there are for women. So when you get your hands on somebody that's worth something, maybe, and when they're expressing themselves to you, when they're talking to you and putting you on to how they feel, before you go into sign language, for those that don't know what sign language is, that is just shame, insults, guilt, and a need to be right, which is a typical defense mechanism that a lot of women go into when we hold them accountable to something. I'm sure somebody's going to try to pop up in the comments after this show when they see it on Facebook or wherever, and they're going to try to hit it with the bullshit and be like, oh, you always talk about the females. Everybody always talks about the shit I say when I'm getting on your case, but never remembers the millions of times I say, I'm saying this out of love. I'm saying this out of respect. But if you're looking for me to be nice about it, I'm not going to do it.
That's why
Because say Nova, go ahead.
I said that's why I'm here. I'm here for the nice part. I'm here to soften the blow. Because this was a
But
blow.
but the number, listen, men lie, women lie. Numbers do not lie.
Hi.
And Nova looked it up. That's why I had Nova look it up. I could have looked it up. I have multiple screens right here. I can easily pull it up. The only reason I didn't do it is because I'm like, I wanted to come from Nova so you knew that she was really reading the actual number
It's so
and wasn't making it
sad.
up.
But you know what it is too, though, Max? When I was younger, most of us have a lot of childhood trauma. And when I experienced childhood trauma, my mom was very proactive in making sure I got connected to healthy healing outlets. And it didn't save me from all the side effects of childhood trauma, but it gave me a place to find healing. And I
Uh-huh.
think that's what it is. And so for me, I create my entire life around healing. And that's why I do what I do for work. And that's why I haven't been to any events, because I'm working on community healing and things like that. And so because it's who I am, it's like I feel like I try to radiate it so that it's contagious to everyone that I'm connected to. But I can't connect to the whole world, not the other 80%. So we need all the people who are watching to be intentional about your healing, so that we can all be better, so that our families are better, our relationships are better, our friendships are better, our own well-being is better, right? Like I wake up, I meditate, I put I put some lavender on, I journal, I literally have journals everywhere around me,
Oh my
because I'm constantly
God.
I look, I got stacks right here because I'm constantly writing down my feelings, and whatever's on my heart and whatever's on my mind, so that I don't keep it inside. This is my favorite one over here, called, it says, Follow Your Heart. Like, I'm constantly writing things down. Like, these journals all have stuff in them, and they all have pens in them and stuff like that. Because,
Jesus.
because
Was
I'm,
that
I'm
like
like
4 or 5 different books? Like shit.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And
What is
that's not
that?
even my
Is it by
personal.
category?
Sometimes, like, some of them are like work journals. This one is um about being consensual, victims. This one is our journal that I keep for us.
Oh
This
Lord.
one is about trainings that I do for organizations, like just different things that I have to write down, ideas that I have because it's all in my head. But I think for this month, for June, we're going to start with the men. And as a woman, I think my final thought is that I'm going to be intentional about continuing to be a safe space for men to talk about how they feel and to normalize that men have feelings, not just anger.
Hmm.
And I want all the other women to commit to that also.
And I will wish you luck on that because we can't even get them all to hit the fucking like button.
That's all right. I
So,
still have hope.
so getting them to commit to something this heavy, you might as well be asking them to turn water into wine. I have very little faith in most of you really making the change. And I'm just being honest, just based on the moment I ever see y'all have to make effort to do something, I don't see it. Now, this is one time where I want to be wrong for sure. If you think I'm wrong and you think that y'all can be this safe space and normalize, give encouraging that you can be a masculine man, respected as a whole man, even if sometimes you need to cry in your woman's arms. Because sometimes that crying moment could save them from committing murder or
1000.
assault or clicking off and what is the word? Crashing out is what they say now. Keep them
Beginning.
from crashing out in so many different ways.
Mhm.
Now, see, me, I carry a lot of pain. I carry a lot in myself. If somebody else had to carry this stuff, I've known so many people that ain't here now that's just dead just because dead is dead. And I'm talking about motherfuckers that shouldn't ain't their time. I've dealt with a lot of death. I've dealt with a lot of unfair circumstances. I've dealt with a lot. I might live a decent life now, but I work damn hard for it. It sure the fuck ain't easy. As you hear, working over a month with no fucking day off, that ain't because it's fun. Ain't nobody
Right.
doing that for fun. That's when you need your emotional support people. That's when you need, hey, like ask yourself this as women. When you're in relationships with men, and women laugh when I'm in therapy session with them and I say this. I said, when's the last time? Because some women are like in long distance relationships, whatever. I said, when's the last time that you hit your man up and said, hey, how's your dick doing? How's your balls doing? Do you need me? Do you need something? Do I need to make an extra effort to drain your shit off a little bit? Do you need to cry in my arms? I know it sounds silly, but this is real shit. Do you need to let it go? And I know I'm talking about the sex stuff, but I'm also talking about the mental stuff too, because those releases and energy exchanges are very important and very real. When you share that kind of connection with somebody, you have to make sure that you check on them. Don't take for granted that a person is strong. There are motherfuckers I know that are not here today that are not here because everybody thought they were okay
Mm-hmm.
and they ended up killing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That shit can happen to anybody. It's another
Anybody.
one of the things that actually kind of tears me up a little bit when I think about it.
Yeah.
Because in that case, that particular person was really a nice guy. And women was bagging on him because he was expressive. He wasn't bitchy expressive. He just was the type, much like myself. I actually saw a lot of myself in him. It's just because I'm known to put boot to ass and I got all these other abilities, it keeps me from being put in that same corner as him. But because he was a smaller guy, he didn't have that tough exterior that maybe somebody like me walks around with. You they they what he was getting emasculated for it. And there's so many guys like him
Mm-hmm.
that are killing themselves because they don't have an outlet and it comes to the point where you just say fuck it. Do you think that those thoughts have never ran through my head? There are times that I get overwhelmed and I just want to say, fuck it. I don't care what happens. Burn it all down. It happens to all of us. The only difference with me is I have an outlet because I'm doing the work. We all walk around with a ton of pain inside of us. And y'all don't understand that this is not something to fuck around with. When I say hit the like button and share, we're talking about real shit here. You're talking about people that got educated in these areas, especially Nova. There's nothing I'm saying as a lie here. The only reason I know a little bit more personally is because I am a man. Mm-hmm. And certain things, even when they're sharing, they still share differently to her than they do to me. Mm-hmm. Because they know I can directly relate with exactly what they're saying. As good as Nova is at what she does, she's still a woman at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. Only a man could really relate this. And I know we take a little bit extra time, but this is important, Nova. So I need, if you got to go, then you go, and I'm going to say what I got to say. But the whole thing is that all of us think about throwing in the towel sometimes. 3 times I almost canceled my life insurance because I didn't give a fuck. I was like, everybody watching me work like a slave. Then they coming to me for money. I'm killing myself. Well, I got the jokes on them because I drop dead tomorrow. Guess what? You ain't going to have no insurance to cover your ass because, I'm going to turn it off. Now you got to deal with all that bullshit yourself. I don't give a fuck. I'm dead. That is a dark way to think. I felt like that earlier today. Mm-hmm. My son and my son's mother, the direct benefactors if something happens to me. And she's the one helping me to get ran ragged.
Right.
Somebody asked an interesting question here. I'll highlight it on the screen, make it a little easier.
Oh, thanks.
Because you were struggling.
I was struggling.
Go ahead. You field this one, Nova.
How do I deal with the mental health decline coming from my wife being fat? I know there's more to her to love, but man, she's huge.
Well, I feel like that's a joke.
I don't know, but I'm going to say you leave. If you're not happy, then you don't have to stay.
What you do is, I'm actually surprised you didn't have a deeper answer for that, Nova.
Because I feel like I don't know how to relate to that. I think that, but you know what?
I'll answer it. I have an answer. You want me to give my answer?
Yes, please do.
You want to finish your thought first and then I'll give my answer? Mm-mm. Okay, so this is what I'm going to say. You have to have a conversation with her first, be it as redundant as it may seem. You have to have a conversation with her first. And then say, listen, I met you. You was like this. I understand things happen over time, but you're not taking care of yourself. And not taking care of yourself, if you keep this up, I'm going to end up losing you earlier than I want to. So for the betterment of the longevity of our relationship, I need you to improve in your physical and physical health because it's concerning me. And yes, there is some decrease in attraction only because the you that I'm used to is a different version of you. And this version of you doesn't just physically not look the same as what I'm used to, but the energy coming off this version of you screams somebody that doesn't care about themselves anymore. And how can somebody that I love so much not care about themselves, which hurts me because that makes me feel like you don't appreciate the love I give to you. Damn, that was I didn't write that down.
That was a great answer. I'm glad I let you take that one.
That's how you tell that to her. You don't just go up to her and say, God damn, you too damn fat woman. Like, nah, you don't do that. Plus, some of us men like to bounce on some chunky things. You know what I'm saying? I know I do. But anyway, but not too much though. There's a limit. But you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, man. But I get it. So that's how you handle that personally.
I think that's a great answer. And for some
Yeah,
reason,
but that, my friend, is how you handle that. You just have to have a very conversation. Make sure not to shame her because likely she's showing signs of depression already.
mm-hmm.
That's why she's acting that way. That's why she's letting herself go. Like me, I love myself. I go in that gym, regardless of the fact that I'm working 60, 65 hours a fucking week. I'm in that gym when I can be. I'm not trying to get the six pack. The six pack will be in the stove because I'm gonna eat my bread. But I'm gonna have a nice frame to go along with this big dick.
Say that.
You know?
That's right.
But nah, all of that aside, like I said, on the other side, ladies, like I said, y'all need to seriously show me that you can do different. I need to see it. Because right now, I don't believe in y'all. I believe y'all have the potential to do it, but I also know that y'all are fucking lazy. And a
Women
lot of y'all, yes, women are very lazy
are.
because they expect things to be handed to them. They expect because they have a pussy, certain doors are just supposed to open for them. And you can shake your head all you want, it's still true. I can call a woman right now, very attractive, super curvaceous, all of that shit, and she has that whole mentality in her head, like the doors are supposed to open for her because she's her. Guess where she's sitting? In her house, by herself, fine as fuck, and single as fuck too. I know this for a fact. Now, I'm not making it up. If I wasn't using my phone to record, I would make the phone call while we was on the phone. Hey, what you doing? No, just in the house watching Netflix. Uh huh. No shade to her. Direct statement to her. And even when I spoke to her, I told her, I said, yeah, your problems is this, blah, blah, blah. When you fix those, you will see a difference. Because the kind of men that you want is not going to fuck with you if you aren't up to a certain level. And when a lot of you women end up dying alone, which you will, unless you settle for something less than anyway. Well, a lot of y'all saying, I ain't settling, I ain't settling. Fast forward 5 years, they done settled.
Mm.
They either settled or they died alone, stubborn and old.
Listen, not everybody who dies alone is stubborn and old.
No, not everybody that does, but most of them, yes.
Yeah, these percentages knocked the wind out of my sails.
What can you do? The percentages is right in your face.
So sad.
And it's natural that the men's percentage will be lower because men are more ashamed to seek counsel. It makes them sound like less of a man. Society wise, you are not as manly because you are getting help. If you're a man, you're supposed to just pull yourself up by your bootstraps and keep on kicking.
Mm-mm.
Terrible idea. Smack the person who came up with it.
Yeah,
How do you feel about that?
well,
Say something, Nova. I gotta go grab something real quick. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, in all honesty, I hear that because men have a shorter lifespan than women on average because they hold so much stuff inside. And so, although the numbers are very discouraging, it's possible for them to increase and get better. I believe in possibilities. I believe in healing. So I think that men don't bottle it up. Women create safe spaces, and everybody needs to take care of themselves.
Mm, that was like almost like one of those Jerry Springer final thought type things right there. That's real. I don't even know how to. I think I'm gonna just leave that pretty much. Then that's the real deal.
Happy Men's Health Month.
Yeah, not starting off so happy, is it? Well,
Nope.
it's not even starting off. We
We're
about half. We about half. We more than halfway through the damn month.
That's right.
We a little late to the party, but
Still got
we
time
had
to
some
have.
other stuff to do.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? All right, let me get these little shout outs out the way real quick. I'll make this quick. All
Go
right,
ahead.
so um the Sweet Friends podcast, Mondays 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes Priscilla's there, sometimes not so much. Renee and Jesse, was it Jesse? I think it
I
was.
don't know.
Yeah, they've been on there. I know you don't know, but as them two, I think on there doing the show the past couple of weeks. So that's pretty much the situation. But I mean, it's a good show. You should check it out. See what's going on. Enjoy yourselves. Actually, this is an updated flyer. This one's kind of cute, but that had a specific topic, which is why I didn't use it.
Mhm.
Um, anyway, moving on from there, we got KD's podcast on Wednesdays, um,
Ooh.
9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, Dora's gonna be on there. Don't be on there trying to lurk.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I might have a couple of words for Miss Adora myself, but
Hmm.
we'll see. I ain't really been shooting my shot lately. I've been on some slow shit. Like the girls is on their dean. They be out here working.
That's
But
right.
me, they working for themselves. They ain't working for me. Yeah, I said it. I might benefit from it third party wise, but they getting their own shit. They ain't nothing. Ain't nobody slamming nothing. And ain't nothing. Ain't nobody threw me the alley in a minute. So
That's because you
I
gotta take a
said
day
what I said. Listen, take a day off. I take three. Still ain't got no alley. An alley might make me take the day off. You know what I'm saying?
off.
Otherwise, I'm gonna go get this money. Anyway, wanted to shout out Izzy because even though the Slumber Slutty party was sold out, apparently a couple of tickets popped open. So you might want to get at Doc Izzy. And the information is there, I think. Is there information there?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's there. God damn, her fucking font is terrible. But um you might want to holler at her. If you wanted to go and you was on that wait list or whatever,
Yes.
just get at her just in case. And yes, it was Jess. Thank you, CJ. Um, just in case to make sure there might be something open and you could jump out and have a good time. That's like the ladies bonding. Maybe while y'all are bonding, y'all could talk about how y'all could create a better environment for your men so that they could do better by you. You want them to treat you better.
Hmm.
You can't give them no improvements, but then expect an improvement from them. Make it make sense.
That's a good idea.
So maybe while y'all are slutty slumber bonding, y'all could talk about that and then spread the word out to the world. But y'all probably won't. Y'all probably just drink, twerk, and cut the fuck up and think just about y'all, get rug burn, scissoring, or whatever the fuck y'all gonna do, and
Girl.
then worry about us later or not at all, which is typically what happens.
Oh my goodness.
Um, oh. Wait, do I have that here? I think I do. Oh shit. Say something cute, Nova. I gotta do something real quick.
Uh-oh. So I'm not gonna be at this slumber party, although I am one of the original slutty slumber party ladies. But it's gonna be a beautiful time. And the next one, I'm definitely gonna be there. You want to be there because Divine and Sir Leezus are in the building, and it's gonna be hot. So I can't wait to hear about it. I can't wait to see the results of it because when the ladies get together, everybody benefits.
That is very true. When the ladies get together, nobody benefits.
Everybody. Max. Oh no, you froze. Okay.
I'll be back. Tell the ladies more about how they could benefit from, um, bonding together and all that bullshit because it won't happen that way.
Well,
But
it's gonna
go
be
ahead.
food included, so that's gonna be great. And if it's the same chef since last time, trying to see, I don't see the name on there, but if it's the same chef as last time, the chef was good. They had some really great goodies. The company is fun. It's not like catty time, like usually when it is when a whole bunch of women get together. There was no cattiness. It was just laughter. It was just fun. It was learning. It was all the exciting things. So I think the summer party is going to be dope. It's going to be fun. We have Doc Izzy. That's enough. Enough said. She's the dopest. So that's going to be a great time. What other things we got coming up? We got, I think the Eroticon, is that coming up or did that pass? Oh,
Um,
Thursday. Well, Thursday is Juneteenth, but Friday is the Juneteenth event with Taboo or at Taboo with Zuri. So that's gonna be awesome this Friday. So in a few days, right? Do we have that flyer?
it's coming.
Okay.
I just was trying to upload some last minute stuff that I remember. Um, Here we go. All right, so yes, this is the party we was talking about. It's going down June
Friday.
20th. Let me tell you something. That's like an all day event, y'all. Like I think from like 6 o'clock something. You know, um, let me tell you about this location. I'm gonna read what she gave me. So give me a second while I pull it up.
Uh
Yeah, I'm disorganized. Whatever.
I meant for what she sent you, not for you pulling it up. Yeah, Zuri is super dope too. She has great energy, great vibe. That's gonna be a nice time.
I'm here. I'm here. Okay, so I'm going to share this. I'm going to put it here. All right, so it's going to be in Brooklyn. It's a multi-level townhouse with a jacuzzi rooftop, a orgy space with kink demonstrations.
Uh,
This is the kind of situation this is going to be. And understand that they're having a barbecue like early. This is just the after party part we're talking about from like 10 o'clock, blase blah. Before that, they're actually having a whole little barbecue situation. So you could literally just chill there for the day. And they got showers and stuff there. So you can fresh up throughout the day if you end up being on your bald headed whole shit from before.
yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And I think personally that that's going to be a beautiful situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I encourage y'all. There's still some tickets left. Um, you can see the information on the flyer. You follow there. You go to zurientertainment.com. You get the information for the flyer. Blah blah blah. And you can also find her via Naughty Nights on IG. Even though it's not there, I can tell you that because I know the IG. So that's where we at with that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Something else. What is this? Oh yeah, my friend Lola's birthday party
Oh, the
for
all
her
wet party.
amazing husband Jose. That's my brother. That's my boy. It's
Yeah.
his birthday. We celebrating it. All white party.
Mm-hmm.
So pull up. It's at Caligula. Y'all can see all the information is right here. We ain't got no banners in the way, so y'all can see it all. You know what I'm saying? You pull up. It's a couples and singles party. So I mean, a couples and it's a couple and single women's party. I mean, you know how I feel about that
Yeah.
denomination, but that's how that club is on Saturdays. And because it's Jose and my friend Lola and Jose, I'm gonna deal with it for them. You
Yeah.
know
It's
what
gonna
I'm
be
saying?
dope time.
It's going to be an amazing time. That turnout really be serious, so I do suggest you get there early. Don't fuck around and do what I tend to do, which is show up around 12:30, 1 o'clock, because you could miss a lot by that time.
Yeah.
Um, let's see what else we got here. Oh, we got some other things here too. Bop ba bop ba boo. Oh, look who this is.
I feel like such a fangirl. When I saw that flyer, I was like, OMG. Yes.
So look at that. CJ somehow managed to make it on the flyer before.
Mm-hmm.
So see, the girls got me started with this. I don't even care about that shit. Anyway, so
That thing is like
uh,
from diddly
this thing, this
sorry.
party is going to be a good time. Pool party, July 12th. You can see all the information there. Food is included with your ticket purchase. They even have transportation back and forth for like $30, which is a great time. And it's like a 12-hour event, yo. Like 4 to 5. The Cash App information is down below. You know what I'm saying? Lola Entertainment, along with Risque Desires, which I do like them, had a
Yeah.
good time at their 70s party. You
Mm-hmm.
know, they're coming together for this. Even though Risque, shame on you because you didn't invite me to your party you had last weekend. So I feel the way. So I'm gonna be light skinned about that because my invitation got lost in the mail. Father's Day didn't even get an invite. Like this, the bullshit I be talking about these women. You know what I'm saying? Um, so here we go.
That's gonna
It's
be
gonna
fun.
be a great time. We're gonna celebrate CJ's birthday. She's probably gonna be doing something extremely reckless.
Yes.
So
I support it.
hold your women tight, Nova. You know, put that in your calendar. Try to see if you can make it. I don't know if you're gonna be here. Are you gonna be here?
I should be back. Yeah, I should be here. I should be here for that.
Okay. All right. So if you can make it, because I know she would love to have you there.
My gosh. Just take off the there. Take off the there. Next flyer. We're gonna get stuck here.
Nah, I'm leaving it for a second just so you could, take in the cheeks for a minute. You know what I'm saying?
It's hot. CJ, you look great on. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So we will put that down now. All right. There's a couple other things. There's something I have to talk about. This lady's going to be on the show July 1st. This Eroticon, August 8th to the 10th. This is going to be a good time. Get your nerd on and your freak on at the same time. There's a lot of kink. If you're a kink heavy person, this will be the place that you want to be to
Yeah.
get that out of your system. If you want to try like a different group outside of, Discreet Friends, Lola, and Zuri and all that, nothing wrong with those groups. But the whole part of LS is to wet your palate all around.
Yes.
So this will be a great opportunity to come out. If you hit her up, let her know that I sent you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting no money for doing that, but I just want her to know that
Yeah.
the love is coming from over here because we all fucks with each other.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So let her know that when I say I mean the social experiment, not I, Maximus, because this is from both of us.
Yeah, we move
You
as a unit.
understand what I'm saying? I speak in the first person because I'm the one talking about all this shit. Nova's not as social as me, so she don't be talking to all these people.
Mm-mm.
But I don't want to talk to everybody. But they want us to do interviews and stuff here. But we'll talk about that offline, Nova.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And if it's something you can catch, if not, I'll deal with it. And, I'll bring whoever with me and, we'll figure it out. And, I'll try to hopefully keep my clothes on as much as I can. But there's some sexy nerds amongst them nerds. So I don't know. Shit.
I've been following them on Instagram.
Shit, the host is sexy. I'd love to give me a piece of her.
That's
Oh, I
gonna
shouldn't have said that. She might be watching. Fuck.
Yeah, he's supposed to be discreet.
I
Nah,
ain't
he's
supposed to be
great.
shit.
I
This
was
is
gonna
the
say,
social experiment. Discreet friends is Monday. I'm a fucking gorilla over here. I bulldoze through that shit anytime I want to and pound my chest while I do it. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Let me tell you, but respectfully, I mean, she's sexy though, so she could definitely get it. Even though I'm pretty sure there's some other people already on the hunt when it comes to
oh
that.
yeah, it looks like you're gonna have to be second in line.
Yeah, well, I'm stronger than everybody, so they can all arm wrestle me for who goes first. Anyway, um, and we have one more thing I'm gonna bring up today. I know there's other stuff I talk about for today. Well, actually, no, I'm gonna put this up because I love my people at the Great Escape LS situation. Like, this is gonna be a nice time. I'm gonna tell you the Ready to Escape. Go to the website because they have a lot of different events on there, not just this. Even if you can't make this, that's why I'm keeping this up. I want y'all to see the information. And you can make payment plan. You can do this however you want. And pay this shit off. I'm telling you, even if you don't go on this, there's some sexy people in that group. And none of them are really on the Facebook following me like that. They in their own little world over there. So you ain't gonna see them all here, but I'm telling you, you want to get you some more sexies under you, this is where you're gonna do it.
Yeah, December
And
is
100 men ain't gonna take down this gorilla, CJ. So don't get their hopes up. But now, reason why I leave this for last is because and another thing, men's health wise,
uh-oh.
a lot of women need to learn their men. Like for example, I'm a Leo. I like to be worshipped. It's just how I am. I am the type, if I don't feel like you're worshiping at the altar of Maximus, I'm going to get turned off. Like that's literally how I function. So when people wonder why I pick certain types of women or whatever personality wise, I choose women by also your level of worship to me. I need to feel that and the thing is, you women have to understand this because this ain't even just about me. Because my stuff is covered for the most part. But what I'm gonna say is that you have to understand that words of affirmation, even though that man might be doing it, I'm gonna tell you the majority of relationships end off of little things, not big things like cheating and abuse and all the other stuff. That happens. But the thing that breaks up most relationships are the little things. And a lot of y'all drop the ball on those little things. A lot of y'all do. Don't ever be so sure of yourself. Always give your man words of affirmation. Worship at the altar of his dick. Worship at the altar of his spirit. Let him know, again, these are the ways that you keep somebody from falling into a depression or crashing out. Sorry, Nova, I know you tired.
No, I think these are the ways that you can do that. And and at the end of the day, we're ultimately in charge of our own mental health. But as partners, we can definitely help support the mental health of somebody, of our partner.
Yes. Like I said,
I
when
believe in that.
you when you're in a relationship, if you don't show at least a decent amount of concern for his penis, then you're gonna leave somebody else to fill that job for you. And that happens with women all the time. They'll look and be like, I don't understand what happened. I said, she was worshiping him, and you were taking for granted that he was okay just because he didn't say nothing. That silence is dangerous. Like me, I tell people I'm more dangerous when I'm not talking because I'm a communicator. So don't worry about me. If I'm talking to you, then you're fine. We just having a conversation, and whatever I'm bringing to your attention, adjust. But otherwise, if I'm not talking,
Mhm.
that's when you want to be scared. because that means my wheels are turning and I'm just waiting and the bottom's about to fall out.
Yeah.
And it might not be a depression thing. It might be a 1 minute you was here. Look, 1 minute you're here, next minute you're gone. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit happens all the time. And I mean, I see all this. But I say all of that to say this. Boom! My birthday celebration. Happy birthday.
Happy
To me,
birthday.
August 21st is my actual birthday. I am taking I like listen, you don't have to go crazy with gifts on my birthday. I like stuff. I even like stuff from Spencer's. Like there's a lot of like novelty things I buy from there. Like a lot of my t-shirts, my Nirvana shirts, whatever else. These shirts are expensive. I'm not expecting nobody to spend $150, $200 on a shirt for me. You know, other than the ladies, they could do that, but I'm not expecting anybody to do anything like that. I'm saying the stuff that I look at, like I like the Nirvana shirts. I like the fucking like the signature hats and stuff. Hats that have certain things, the obey hats and things like that. Things that have funny phrases on them, shirts that could make somebody laugh or think for a minute. I like shit like that. And I like a lot of gothic shit too.
Okay.
So gothic type shirts, stuff like that. I love shit like that. And all these things are things that are cheap. You go to Spencer's, spend like $25, $30 and you got that shit. I take that. I take Cash App, Zelle, RGBs, reverse gangbang. Now, I'm going to tell you ladies, and I'm going to say this. Don't be acting shy or antisocial with me all year round. And I think when this takeover comes, you're just going to walk up to me and it's going to be welcome with open arms. You will be acknowledged in the order of how you interact. Because I have a lot of people who do that. Like they'll wait, they see me at an event, then they want to be in my face. And don't be the opposite either. Don't be the one that's talking all this shit in my inbox. Then when we get in person, then you get all shy and hide in the corner and whatever else. Like, just be you. If you is not interested in me, fine, go that way. If you are interested, come on down. We welcome you here. Nobody's gonna scare you away unless you smell. Or, I mean, I gotta be interested, like whatever, but that is something we have to stimulate me. You have to interact. Because the RGB thing is gonna happen. I will pull randoms if I have to and make it happen. But that's gonna happen. There's also gonna be a slew of other events, but y'all could follow my event page. I have an event page for the hotel takeover, which I will be posting and sharing on my page on Facebook. So stay tuned for that. And y'all can add yourselves as going to the page and follow that event page. All the events that's going on is listed there. And yeah, it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be butt booty naked from the door. If y'all want to get butt booty naked and come to my door, feel free. I'll probably be on the first floor anyway. So you can just walk right to my door before you even go upstairs. I'll give you a welcome bang out.
Hey. Get it, ladies.
Yes. So that's how we're going to do that. There's also going to be an oil wrestling contest, which I will be refereeing. I'm not asking. I am telling you I am refereeing that event. Okay, CJ? You will host it. You can help oil the ladies up, and I will referee it. That is how that's going to go. I'm even going to have a black and white tank top on so I can flex the muscles that I'm building while I'm helping the ladies, you know. And I'll be wearing something with no drawers so my dick be swinging around in my pants or whatever. So that's how that's going to be. And I'll be refereeing the oil wrestling contest. And if y'all need a post oil wrestling shower, y'all are more than welcome to come to my room and I will clean y'all off nicely after I ragdoll you some. But All of that being said, Nova,
This is going to be a beautiful summer, starting with this Men's Health Month. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we're going to see you here next week. Don't miss the show. We got so much to talk about.
and you think you're gonna? What is your over under on the ladies making these said improvements? Looking at those numbers, be honest. You don't want to have my "I told you so" again.
I'm a whimsical hoper.
Okay, so what's your over under?
So right now the number is what we said 26%.
What number you think they could get to in the 6 month period if they, assuming that they're really going to follow an improving trend?
By the
What's
end
your
of
over
this
under?
year, I'm gonna say we're gonna make it to 40%. 40%, no less than 35.
I give them 28.
You know, haters gonna hate.
I don't want to be a hater, but I mean, you seen the numbers. I don't
I know
have
the
to.
numbers are horrible, but I'm hopeful. I'm gonna be doing my part. I'm doing community days. I'm gonna be doing therapy in the food pantry this summer. I'm doing all the stuff, so I'm doing my part. We can do this.
And I'm gonna need y'all to those of you who are not subscribed, like Priscilla went and ran and subscribed because she said, "Ooh," because she realized she wasn't subscribed.
Shout out
And I
to
will
you.
take all of Priscilla's cookies and tie her down and torture her, respectfully, of course. But Lem says she can't make something. Well, Lems, whatever you can't make, you better make it up to whoever you can't make it to, because I don't know. Anyway, so all of that being said, we wish you a good night, and we will be here next week. Um, keep doing this YouTube thing. We'll just keep it party here. I think I fixed it, but it couldn't change the live that was already going. So
Okay.
moving forward, the live should be back on its public shit. But y'all can keep coming over to this YouTube. We having fun over here.
Yeah.
Because YouTube is really where it's at anyway. This is where we really need y'all. Facebook, if you don't or can't do the YouTube thing, then cool. Thank you anyway. And we appreciate everybody for tuning in.
Yes.
Peace out.
Good night.
I love when Nova says, bye. I was waiting.